Hey guys. So I want to talk about prayer and food. The truth is, when you pray or when you use positive affirmations, most likely you're going to be led to eating different types of food at different times of the day. Now, someone could say, this is the ideal diet, stick to that. But it's going to be pretty tough if you are not taking mental responsibility using positive affirmations like all the time. Usually in a combination between like affirmations like positive affirmations, gratitude affirmations, plus a somewhat radical change in diet for a while. That can be really effective. But you're not gonna know but you're not gonna know really which diet or what foods to eliminate or temporarily stop eating or whatever until you use your mind correctly. And that's where prayer and affirmations come in. So people like who say you don't need to, eat whatever you want, practice your mind, have a point. There is truth in that. It's not really solely what you eat. It is your mind that is going to lead you, towards heaven or hell. But, you know, you have to also listen to people and their diet choices and say, that diet sounds correct. Or let's pray about what I should be eating and what I'm not eating. For example, like a lot of people will defend certain foods or defend certain diets like veganism or carnivore or keto or the Mediterranean diet. And there's so many different ones. But how are you going to know which one's for you? Well, you have to use your mind correctly. And sometimes certain foods really will steal your peace. It's not just mental. It's not just mental. Like you can't just mentally change everything without being drawn to different foods at some point because foods are physiological. So, but you can't also just change what you're eating all the time and expect your mind to change. I mean, that can happen, but you have to really do both. So, for example, I ate some things that had a lot of salt. And I'll be honest, salt steals my peace to some degree. Like, I could pray. If I pray beforehand, use my mind correctly before I choose a salty food, I know not to choose it. But if I just allow my mind to, be insidious and follow all patterns, yeah, guess what? There's the salt. And then I get like kind of high strung and hyper. So yeah, salt for me steals my peace because it makes me crave more and more foods. And for me, it's a very extreme stimulant. And, you know, you can't be at peace and highly stimulated. That's the opposite of peace. So, if I had used my mind correctly before choosing, if I prayed before choosing food, God, what's the best thing for me right now? What will help me stay focused in the next week? I'm so grateful that I choose the right foods. If I was just making those mental choices before I chose, I wouldn't have chosen a food with such high salt content, which now I'm paying the price for. So, but that's another opportunity for forgiveness. So, again, it's not just the food and it's not just your mind. I mean, it's really kind of a combination of both. So, hope for people who are struggling with, diet or whatever, I hope that they find some not wisdom in this information and to let you know that I can help guide you through some of these hard decisions and some of these changes that you're going to be having to go through. It's always nice to have someone to rely on that so you don't have to go alone. So you know how to reach me, yardale.com, and I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon.